Hello everyone, long time no see. We are back with a Halloween look. So we're kicking off this Halloween season with a Dustin Bailard inspired look. If you don't know who the guy is, he's an incredibly talented painter and makeup artist. He depicts women in a very melancholic and sort of outworldly way, which I love, if that's even a word. So I was really inspired by his wonderful work, and I thought I would just create a look based off of a few of his works. It's a mishmash of a lot of paintings of his that I've seen. You could use this as a fallen fairy or fallen angel or just an abstract Halloween character, last minute sort of thing. So without further ado, let's get straight into the tutorial, which starts with covering our brows. So I'm using a little bit of alcohol just to dry them out completely. We don't want any type of moisture in the brows, otherwise they're not going to stick to the skin that well. I'm using glue stick, any brand will do. And the first thing I'm doing is pushing down the brows with the glue stick directly onto the hairs, and then I'm combing them back up so that the back of the hairs, which is already coated in glue, can stick to the skin nice and cozy on there. Then I'm combing them up again with the glue itself, and after checking that they're completely dry, I'm going to move on to my white foundation. It's a high coverage foundation. It's one of my favorites, my Illamasqua Skin Base. I want pretty darn white skin for this look. I'm starting off by covering up the brows. This is enough to cover them up. I'm also going to place way more colors on them, so I don't care about perfect coverage, but I do care that the white is going down all the way to my chest and my shoulders. I'm going to use my Copperplate eyeshadow by MAC to contour. So this is a very warm gray or a very cool brown, however you want to see it. I'm using this wherever I want to slightly outline the face and add a little bit of shading on there. So that's the cheekbones, the top of the forehead, any little nook and cranny that I find in the face, such as the little dip underneath the lips or above the lip. And I'm also extending the same logic onto the body. So I'm going to contour the neck, every little dip that I see on there, the collarbones, the shoulders, the outline of the body as you see it on camera. So these are the edges of my shoulders. Whatever you can think of, whatever can look slightly thinner and more gaunt and drawn in, I'm going to outline. Time to add the same amount of shading on the face. This is what's going to define the whole entire look of this character. So this is my gel eyeliner that I'm going to be using to create a whole new eyelid and then a whole new eye socket. So this is the extra little line that I'm drawing here. I'm going to start creating really dark circles and quite a bit of puffiness underneath. And the whole logic is that of a huge halo eye or spotlight smoky eye. So I'm basically keeping the edges dark, but I'm leaving the center quite bare so that I can fill it in with something a little bit brighter as we go along. The only reason for using black gel eyeliner instead of pencil or an eyeshadow is just because it dries down, so it's incredibly stable and very black and opaque. So it gives me that dramatic effect without even trying. This is going to be the base to all the colors I'm going to be adding afterwards. But the contour is going to go on with more than just gray. So I'm going on with a little bit of black eyeshadow and the same gray that I used before. This is extending onto the temples, but so far it's starting to look pretty much like a skull, which is kind of my point and kind of random, but we're just going to go with it. So I'm also adding a little bit of white pencil inside the eyes, and then I'm just going to proceed to contouring the rest of the face. I'm going to add a few outlines on places we wouldn't normally think of outlining, such as the tip of the nose, and that is going to happen with both eyeshadow and a little bit of gel liner. And then adding a little bit of burgundy matte eyeshadow, I'm just going to intensify all of this because the more red it looks, the more sickly and weird and vampire-like it's going to look. All of this is happening with a simple blending brush. The more you build it up towards the temples, the more deep it's going to look. I don't know why, but instinctively I feel like if it connects with the hairline, then it's that bit more creepy, which we always like. And underneath the eyes, I'm just going to pretend as though the color is melting down, as though it has been cried off. So this is the little bit of shading that I'm starting off with, again in burgundy. So I'm moving on to the lips, and I'm using a liquid lipstick to fill them in. We're kind of going for a bitten lip effect, which is also starting to drip outside the lips, or rather it's going to start fading, because I'm going to use a small pencil brush to extend the color. Again, just take it right outside the actual lip line, and this is going to make it look smeared, but in this nice kind of editorial way. And right about now I'm going to start using this lipstick and my black gel eyeliner interchangeably, just so I can add a few accents and a few details here and there, because I think this is what really makes the look, if we actually make them look drawn on instead of just shaded in. So I'm using a silvery pink eyeshadow to fill in the center of my eyelids. I'm taking this way up onto my real eyebrow, which has been covered, just so it looks like a huge eyelid. And of course the dripping is going on, mixing black with burgundy at the same time. And why not throw a little bit of peach in there in the form of my Melba blush by MAC. This is going to be a transitional color for all the burgundiness that is fading onto the white skin. So the more you blend certain parts and the more you outline others, the better. This variety of blended bits along with really detailed bits is, I think, what really gives that drawn on effect instead of just a regular makeup look. So I'm definitely accentuating the bags underneath my eyes. They have many layers to them, so I'm adding a lot of contrast by interchanging again the eyeshadow with the black gel liner, and I'm going to add a few white dots using white liquid liner. This is going to appear as glitter or a slight shimmer. You can also use literal glitter, of course, on the eyelids if you want, but this is serving as my highlight here and there, including the cupid's bow, the bottom of the nose, all these bags that I mentioned before, as well as some less realistic, more surreal parts of the face. So if you want to appear slightly teary-eyed or as though there's a little bit of glisten around the eyes, I'm also going to outline the new sockets that I've drawn, and I'm going to add a little bit of creasing. What we want here is to have a ton of contrast, so I'm not just going to add creasing through the white but also through the black, but not before I add a little bit of mascara. This is only just to coat the lashes with something, because they're really not going to show up strongly at all, just because we have so much going on the back of the lashes. But I'm also taking this mascara and I'm smudging it all the way around the eye. In fact, this is going to dry and show up as little black flakes, so this is exactly what I want, and it's kind of giving me an interesting pattern, which is a little bit more dense towards the eye and it's loosening up as it's going down. I feel like it takes a healthy amount of messiness to make this look work, so sometimes I'll just go in with my fingers and just smear the whole thing, but it's key to find the balance between messy and detailed. So I'm adding the extra creasing with my black liquid liner. Wherever I don't have the white, I just add the black, and I just made these paper lashes out of black cardboard. I stuck them onto a pair of already existing lashes, and I'm also going to be painting them white, just outlining one side of them with my white eyeliner, just so they're more striking and just so I can see them against the black background. That's basically my reasoning. I'm also sticking on my Solotica lenses. These are greenish, and I've got this quite intricate handmade choker by my mom. This was supposed to be a cyberpunk, steampunk kind of piece, but yeah, I thought it would fit this look quite nicely, so I styled it with the choker and a little bit of, or a lot of, hair gel on my hair, which results in this kind of sweaty and tired but also cool at the same time appearance. So that is it for the finished look. I do hope you enjoyed it. I sure had a lot of fun making it. It's actually one of my favorite things I've ever done, I think. If you do have any questions, please pop them down below in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. Also, if you try something like this, make sure to tag me on Instagram, because I would love to see your version of this look and a tribute to the wonderful artist that is Dustin Bailard. I sure hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!